I'm gonna let you in on a secret that I wish I had known in my early 20s because if I had, I would have had a lot more money a lot sooner. Getting rich is not random, okay? It's not luck. It's not work hard and save. Wealth is built using a step-by-step strategy, and every successful person follows it. The problem is, most people don't even know where to start. They don't realize the reason that they feel stuck isn't because they're bad with money, it's because they have no financial plan. They don't have a system, they don't have a strategy. And the truth is, if you don't have a plan, your goals are nothing more than a wish. So today, me and you, we're gonna fix that because I promise when you learn this, your whole life will change. So what I wanna do today is take you through a financial audit that I have run through with my students in the past to show them where the holes are in their money plan. Trust me, you have some. Why you feel like money disappears the second that you get it, and what you actually need to change right now to start building wealth. This is the difference between staying stuck and getting rich. And I know that because I didn't get here by accident. I followed a strategy. And this is a strategy I have now used to teach thousands of women how to change their financial reality. The very first thing I'm going to need you to do is interact with this video, okay? And it's not for me, even though it's good for me too, thank you. But because we want to start showing the algorithm what you want to see more of, okay? We are no longer just a consumer. We are going to stop filling our minds and our feeds with the things that actually hold us back, that just take money out of our life. So go to the comments right now and let the algorithm know that you want to stay on Rich Talk. Okay, this video is going to be a little bit longer, but I promise you stay with me. It is going to be life-changing. The first question I want you to ask yourself, in the last 12 months, have you advocated for yourself at work and gotten a raise? So many people are out here looking at starting side hustles or getting a second job when they first haven't maximized the income they're making from every hour of their life. They're already trading for money. This needs to come first so that you don't burn yourself out. Number two, okay, your emergency fund, your oh shit fund. Because guess what? Life is going to throw crap at you. You don't become successful when life stops throwing shit at you. You become successful when you're able to handle the shit. So if you don't have an emergency fund, that is the very first thing we need to work on building. The first thing you're going to do is save up a baby emergency fund of $1,000 in a high yield savings account. Then over time, you're going to work that up to be 3 to 6 months worth of expenses. If you have inconsistent income like I always did, I preferred having about 12 months worth of bare bones expenses in a high yield savings account. Remember, it's going to take time to get here, but having this money put away is going to be the reason why you don't go back into debt, why life becomes less stressful, or how things like your car breaking down or your cat needing to go to the vet go from being catastrophic to being a minor inconvenience. Did you invest for your retirement over the last 12 months? People love to make this a problem for them of tomorrow, but I promise you, the longer you wait to get started, the more money you're going to have to put in and the harder you're making on yourself. Now, how much should you actually be investing? A good rule of thumb, okay, a good starting point is to assume that you need 70 to 80% of your pre-retirement income in retirement. So if you make $100,000 a year, you need $70,000 to $80,000 a year to maintain your current lifestyle. So I want you to go ahead and use this to calculate yours. Then what you're going to do is multiply that annual income that you need, let's say it's $70,000, by 25. That is how much you're going to need in traditional stock market investments to be able to stop working. However, I know you're going to see this and be like, holy shit, this is a big scary number. But investing is quite literally how you turn small amounts of money into big amounts of money over time. The earlier you get started, the more free money you can make with less. Even $50 a month can turn into hundreds of thousands of dollars of free money if you start early enough. Do you have any high interest debt? Low interest debt, that's another beast. We don't really need to worry about that. If you're at like 2, 3%, you got a mortgage in the US, you're locked in for 30 years, I'd never pay that off. But if you've got debt at 20%, 24%, 29%, that needs to go. And the best strategy to use to pay this down the fastest and save the most amount of interest is the avalanche method. Yes, there are strategies to paying down your debt. I want you to ask yourself, did you get any closer to any of your life goals, like buying a house or traveling? Because a lot of times people see saving money as a sacrifice, but hello, money isn't just for saving, it's for creating your dream life. By not saving money, you're giving yourself more of what you don't want. In the last 12 months, have you increased your financial literacy? Did you realize that money is a skill? Just because we weren't taught about money doesn't mean we can't know about money. And if you weren't taught, it's not your fault. But now as an adult who wants good things in your life, it is your responsibility to learn. Next thing we're going to do is look at this spreadsheet. So you can go ahead and create one like this. We want to break down your fixed expenses versus your discretionary spending. So the things that you absolutely have to pay for every month versus the things that you are choosing to pay for. Because so many times people come in and they're like, hey, I'm living paycheck to paycheck. The solution is just to get more money. But sometimes more money won't solve the problem. Because if it just keeps flying out of your life and you don't really understand what the problem child is it the fixed expenses? Is it the discretionary spend? then we don't actually know what to address. We need to get to the root cause. Your fixed expenses should be no more than 50 to 60% of your net monthly income. If it's higher, then you know it's the fixed expenses that are causing your financial struggle. And it's going to make it really difficult for you to be able to save and invest because you won't have that flexibility there. If it's on par, but you still feel like you don't have money left over at the end of the month, it's the things that you are choosing to spend money on. Every root cause will have a different solution. Then what you're going to do is run an opportunity cost. All the money that is flying out of your life to the things that you don't really need or don't actually even really want, but could be going towards your future, you're going to calculate out how much that could have been. So let's say you do this exercise and you find out that $200 a week, okay, is flying out of your life. You don't even know where it's going. The opportunity cost is what you could have got with the money if you put it somewhere else. So let's say you invested that money instead. In 30 years, you can have $1.7 million instead of a bunch of clothes sitting in your closet with the tag still on them. Now, this video is getting incredibly long, so the next thing I'm going to do is just share with you some journal questions that you can go back and screenshot, write them down, and this will help you dive deeper into what you're doing, why you're doing it, and how to overcome the mindsets and the behaviors that are holding you back. Because being good with money, 20% tactic, okay? 20% learning how to invest, the best accounts to use, how to pay down your debt. The other 80% comes from the things that you're doing, the things that you believe about money, because our beliefs become our actions, and our actions get us all the results that we have in life. Here's the next one. Next. I was going to say next again, but I feel like that's starting to sound weird. And lastly, here you go. You can 100% have a different life, but you're not going to get there if you keep doing all the things that you've already been doing. 1 + 1 is always going to equal 2.